and 1. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and several other places as well. So come on in, get settled, and let's get to talking. So we're going to start off talking about the first ever Bruh Brunch. Let me change the music for that.
It's for the bros.
Let me find something for the bros. Let's see what I want to do for the bros.
Which bros? All the bros.
All the bros. I don't even know what I want to do for the bros. I'm going to go with something like that. Let's go.
Brother, we could do brother.
I would have to go and record it and edit it and mix
Well,
it.
just say it real quick. You say
No.
real good. Come on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on, man.
No, not right now. I'll sing later. What's your name?
Who?
Yes.
This is Black on your radios tonight on Vital Vixening, you know.
Just vixening. We're doing
That's
our vixen
it.
thing. Shouts out to the other vixens who are not in studio, but who are very much always present. I know one of the vixens is celebrating a 107th birthday tonight. Happy birthday to Grandma.
Grandma Ruffin.
Mhm.
Grandma Rosalie.
She's so our vital vixen Rosa. She's her namesake. Her grandmother turns 107. Can y'all imagine being 107?
That's a whole blessing.
107.
Oh, yeah.
She should be in somebody's book.
I'm sure she is. You
Good.
know, she's a vixen. She's forever. She's
Yes.
gonna always be a vixen. So yeah, that's happening. Other vixens, they are doing what they do tonight as well. Shouts out to them. But in studio, the two of us should hold it down. With the vixen over there, Black should hold it down. I'm gonna always do what I do over here. So our sponsors, some of our sponsors and partners for the first ever Bruh Brunch are in the building. So happy to have you all here,
Thank you.
and so happy to have you as a part of this epic event. All right, so just to give you some backstory about the event, I do a brunch called the Second Saturday Self-Care Brunch. I started that like right out of, well, we weren't out of the pandemic, okay? We were just tired of being in the house. So I said, let's do something.
I'm going to go outside. So
Yes, I'm going to go out there. We're going to do some brunch because y'all love to brunch, okay? So that one was good. It had a couple of guys to come, but a lot of ladies came. The gifts were for ladies. It was kind of female geared, just because it's who you normally see. But then I saw a tweet where a guy was like, brunch is for girls, and he said something else that was really not true. But it made me think that, hey, maybe we should cater to guys, and started sharing the idea of, okay, let me get in on it then. Come on.
Mhm.
So that's what we are. We have the Bruh Brunch coming up Saturday,
Yes.
March 26th at Lit on 8th. You can get your tickets right now at eventbrite.com/the Bruh Brunch. There are several tiers of tickets. You can do general admission and shop with some of the male gear vendors that we have. You can come in and do that. There's a brunch ticket where you can be sure to eat. And then,
I'm so excited about eating breakfast. Oh my
oh
God.
my God.
I love breakfast. Like, who don't like breakfast at any time of the day?
I'm with you.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
you might
So
have
is that why
dinner,
y'all said yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Breakfast.
Oh.
like dinner, and brunch, breakfast. You know, you can add all that in.
That's a win. That's a win-win.
Winner.
For sure.
Yeah, something just happened. I don't know what in the world. Like everything just went away.
There we go.
Oh, never seen that ever in my history of radio ever. It's been some
We
years.
back.
So let us know that you hear us, people. Hey. So yeah, I'm gonna do this because I like breakfast. That was like one of the main reasons. Okay. What about the guys though? Like Quinn, I know we did some things earlier this week where we talked about like, did some little scripting or whatever. And it was a whole thing about like guys not really brunching, but hey, we want something too. What made you say, yeah, like I want to do this?
Hey, because for one, I love brunch food. I'm gonna be real, but I mean, also, it's a chance to socialize and mingle and fellowship. So,
Yes.
the fellas like brunch.
Yeah. That's what I was like, brunch.
Absolutely.
And the ladies like guys that like something different.
Absolutely.
I don't want to do that. No, I don't want that. I don't want you. Ladies. And then we're gonna come back around and actually say who you are. But what makes you say, yeah, I want to do something like that?
You know what? I just like hanging out with cool people.
Ooh,
I
yes.
love hanging out with cool
Mhm.
people, love connecting with people,
I was just gonna say that. She like
networking.
us.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's us. She like us because they did my COVID shots.
They sure
That's
did.
right. That's right.
We've been making history together.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And-
it's my friends.
And then you know what we do? What we do when we get together? We eat.
We eat.
Fellowship.
That's true.
It's
So,
what we
hey,
do.
what way to do it? Brunch food.
That's
That's a win.
Look,
When Lady Wu calls, you answer.
You answer the phone.
You
Absolutely.
answer.
Say it again. Absolutely.
Anytime Lady
Absolutely.
Wu puts on an event, it's guaranteed to
Absolutely.
be fun
oh, now,
and educational.
look, now that part. Oh, Yeah. I just advise you to get any directives that you need before the event because I'm gonna be having fun. It's an adult play zone. That's gonna be happening. It's spring, so like we're gonna be cute. You know, everybody's gonna come out of the coats and layers and get to see people for who they really are. So we're gonna be doing that. What else is gonna be happening out there?
Performances
Oh yes,
and comedy.
yes, and I think I'm looking forward to that. So all female service providers and entertainment. We have two of the dopest female comedians in the game from right here. They're traveling all around the world, but they're gonna kick it with us Saturday.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, you're gonna be super weak. You're gonna be super weak. Look, Terry Hart and JP Lapsong, they're gonna be with us. Two female DJs will be with us. DJ Shay and DJ TJ. TJ gonna take us to the trap. I think Shay gonna take us to the islands. We're gonna be fine.
We can be vibing, and then the whole time, you have a female photographer. There.
Female photographer.
Like, yeah, he gonna mix the whole thing out. It's like catering to the bros. So we got female everything.
Yay!
Shine them on night. Thank you for, doing it. Yeah. What else we got?
What else?
Plenty of female vendors as well.
Yeah. I just say pull up.
Yeah, pull up.
Why not? Come on down.
You've been in the house for a real long time.
Yeah.
You can go inside or outside the event, so you can bring your mask. Bring your mask.
Or are you all doing vaccines on site?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You can come get vaccinated on Saturday.
That's right. If you have not been vaccinated, come on through. You can get vaccinated.
Oh,
You'll be okay for the rest of the brunch. Don't worry about that.
So you ain't gonna be sick and try
Right.
to
You're not
no.
gonna be sick. You'll
And
be able
if
to
you
enjoy the
come
rest.
and you think you're sick or you've been around someone, you can get tested.
Oh,
They
all
can
right.
test you and vaccinate you. Y'all better come through. Y'all better pull up, 'cause I've seen so many of y'all out here with masks on. Of course, if I'm your friend, I'm gonna ask, where's your mask? And so many of y'all have said, oh, I done had like 2 times. I was in the hospital almost died. I'm straight. What?
So
Yeah. Is that a preventative measure that you've had it 2-3 times?
no, it is not.
Just the fact that you've had it 2 or 3 times should answer that question.
Absolutely.
You need to get vaccinated.
Exactly.
Okay, so so come out and do that. What other type of thing? Okay, first of all, I said we're gonna circle back around and say who you all were. So who are you?
We are Meds Plus Consulting. I am Dr. Jennifer,
I'm Dr. Pauline.
and we are a pharmacist-led consulting company.
Awesome. So pharmacist led. What does that mean?
So it means when we say Dr. Pauline and Dr. Jennifer, people automatically assume that we're physicians. We are not. We cannot write you a prescription if something is wrong with you, but we are educated healthcare professionals who can help you with your chronic diseases. We can help answer your questions. We can help vaccinate you against COVID-19. That's what we mean by pharmacist led.
Okay. How long have you all been together?
We've been in business since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
We've known each other over 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good. Love it. So the Bruh Brunch is geared toward men, but of course, all of us will be there. A lot of women are coming out, guys. So
Y'all need to be there.
okay.
When they're smelling good.
Yes,
Please.
Okay. But when we think about things that are geared to guys, it's because a lot of times guys need that direction from a sister, right? They need us to say, "Hey, you've been kind of coughing for a minute. You need to get that checked." Or, "Hey, sweetheart, you have a primary care physician," and all the other things that we are to help them with. So, what are some of the things that men should be looking out for when it comes to their health?
I would say number one, and one of the things that we'll be doing is we'll be doing the blood pressure screenings.
Okay.
That was one of our flagship programs when we started Meds Plus Consulting.
Mhm.
We went into the barbershops, and the name of the program was RX to Shave Hypertension. And that is because as Black people, Black men, we have higher rates of hypertension or high blood pressure in our community. Number one thing that you said is because we don't go to the doctor on a regular basis or may not even have a primary care physician. So that's one of the things that we'll be checking. It's very easy, it's not invasive, and we can have a conversation with you on the spot regarding what your risk factors are for hypertension based on a few questions. So I would say starting with your blood pressure, that can open up into another conversation of healthy things that you can do to either prevent or manage whatever condition that you have.
Gotcha.
You know what? I'll say this thing about blood pressure.
Mhm.
We've had several events at barbershops, community centers, that kind of thing. I don't know that we've checked a young man's blood pressure to this point that has been normal.
What?
And that's after several
Wow.
events. And that's kind of, it's kind of frightening and it's so crazy. I spoke with a young lady. She was 57 years old. She had 3 male children. One of them was in prison. 2 of them had passed away. One at 36 because of diabetes complications. One at 38 because of heart disease complications.
Wow.
So 2 of her 3 children had passed away under the age of 40 from what is really preventable diseases.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's important, guys. It's important.
So just to know, so when we say screenings don't take all day. You don't have to go back and get results or anything like that. You get them then.
Absolutely.
What is a prostate check like? I know that's like a specific to male thing. What you got to do for that? That's amazing.
You know what? We don't actually want to talk about that because it may scare the guys away from doing it. But it is that's another screening that's
vital.
very, very important.
At what
Absolutely.
age should they be screened for it?
Oh, prostate, I think starts about 45.
Not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
However,
okay.
if you have a family history,
Right.
you need to start early.
But thankfully, I don't. So, but
But here's the thing too, as pharmacists, like I said, we can't necessarily diagnose. We cannot perform prostate exams.
Okay.
I think I'm kind of happy about that. But I will say that it's necessary. It is necessary. It has to be done because all of these things that we screen for, whether for women it's breast cancer, for men prostate cancer, the earlier you catch the cancer, the disease, the better off you have a chance of surviving it. So don't avoid these screenings. Don't avoid your doctor because you don't want to get your prostate exam.
Right.
Go get the exam, and then we can take the next steps from there.
Go get the exam.
Go get
I'm
the
actually
exam.
one of those guys that I don't mind. I pay good money for insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get checked. So
You know what?
I'm in there on the regular.
That's why it's vital.
I like to hear that.
Absolutely.
How many young men do y'all see that actually have health insurance?
And
or
that-
actually have health insurance and use it.
That's true as well.
And I have talked to men and women, and sometimes, that conversation leads toward having a healthy relationship with medical providers.
Yes.
Some
Right.
people have not been taught. I always use the example. I remember my mom took us to the dentist every 6 months
Yep.
for a teeth cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And it taught a healthy relationship to continue that in adulthood.
Right.
And I don't think that a lot of that is happening after you get your vaccine as children, you get your blue form to go
Because
to
you
school.
have to have it.
right. That's it.
And unless there's another chronic condition going on, a lot of times that gets put by the wayside. So for those that have insurance, I always ask you using that card, who's your primary care provider? Are you seeing them at least once a year? What kind of questions do you ask when you go? So some people need to be taught what health insurance is for. It's not a credit card for when you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to use that to prevent going to the hospital, to prevent going to urgent cares when you know something is going on, but reach out to your primary care doctor.
We
Right.
were just talking about that this week. Like I encounter a lot of patients on a regular basis. I'm like, well, who's your primary care doctor? Either they say, I don't have one, or I don't remember their name because they never see them. They're always seeing the doctor's nurse practitioner. And people aren't comfortable with that. So that goes back to what you were saying, having a primary care doctor that you are comfortable with and that provides great service and you actually see them and they talk to you.
And I will say this, seeing a nurse practitioner is not bad, but I will say one provider that I go to, if you see a nurse practitioner 1 year, the next year you're seeing the doctor.
Okay.
So at least once a year, you should be seeing your medical provider, your medical doctor. So it's teaching a healthy respect for knowing what's going on with your body, not waiting until something happens. That's why hypertension is called the silent killer. Unfortunately, we as African Americans, Black people, we all have a story to tell when granddaddy went to the hospital and never came back.
Got
Or-
something cut off.
Or in the movie Soul Food, when grandmama went to the hospital, she burned her arm, never came back home.
Right.
Nobody cutting off my leg, and that's that.
Right. But had we been getting our regular screening, checking for our blood sugars, how many people know about prediabetes? We're checking for that too. We're screening for that.
And all of this is happening Saturday at the Bruh Brunch. So it's going to be an amazing time, but you also can get this stuff handled like in one place. Get some tips on how to manage, how to maintain, what next steps are if they need to see or set up some type of care, they can say that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we can also help bridge that gap. So we're in the community, we're addressing these needs, we're seeing doing the preventative screenings.
Mhm.
And then if they need a provider, we can definitely say, hey, you need to see a doctor in 4 weeks, in 2 months. We can help them make those decisions.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're looking forward to working with you all on the first ever Bruh Brunch. Once again, the name of your business, practice.
We are Meds Plus Consulting. And again, I'm Dr. Pauline.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer, and we're here to help bridge the gap in healthcare.
Yes, thank you all so much. So you're bridging the gap Saturday. Doors
Yes.
open, gates open at 11. Doors open probably at 11 too. Get here and be on time because hey, once the brunch part is gone, you got to buy from a food truck. All right, so
But they will be out there though.
yes, and it's one of your favorites. Pet Charles is going to be outside.
Yes.
Y'all love Pet Charles. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So then, also working with the Bruh Brunch squad is Quentin T. Carter. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So we've been chatting back and forth since the beginning of this. I'm grateful for the connection that was made to link us, and amazing energy from the beginning. Like the first conversation we had, I said, "Yep, this is it.
You stuck with me now.
Yeah, we're working together forever."
Absolutely.
And that's what it's been. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Okay, I'm a real estate agent here in the city. Better Living Realty, powered by Barnes and Associates. We're in Avondale, the largest Black brokerage in the state of Alabama. So we're doing some great things.
Hey.
Not knocking anybody else, but hey, we love us,
Mhm.
and we're doing our thing. So I've been a real estate agent full time now for a realtor. Let me get that. Let me correct myself. There's a difference between a real estate agent and a realtor.
Okay.
I'm a realtor.
What's the
Okay?
difference?
It's an ethical standard.
Hmm.
Real estate agents are held, but realtors are held to ethical standards that real estate agents are not.
Mhm.
So, we're a little deeper in the game,
I feel it.
just to put that in layman's terms. So,
Okay.
been doing that full time now, 3 years. I worked for a major bank here for about 15 years prior to getting into real estate. Corporate America kind of had drained me. It was time to do something new.
Preach.
So I took that leap, and here I am. I'm glad I did. I got out at a great time, left a healthy salary, and came and doubled my salary.
That's what's
There
up.
you go.
Doing real estate. So, and I love it. Real estate is my ministry. I love focusing. I love all clients. I love first-time home buyers,
Mhm.
and I love working with people who don't think they can purchase a home, or people who have never witnessed their parents or anyone around them purchase a home. So I have a lot of those. So I love those testimonials, and I love to see the excitement on their faces when they get that clear to close, and they're getting their own house and they're not renting anymore. And I'm not can rent, but let's own something. In our communities, that's not common all the time. So fortunately, I grew up. I saw that. I had a hardworking mother and father. I had a dad that taught us the importance of credit and home ownership and those kind of things. So I took it and I ran with it. I'm not ones that can say I come from humble beginnings because I didn't, but I like to help those who did come from humble beginnings, accomplish something they didn't think they could.
That's what's up. So you're from Birmingham originally?
No, I'm from a small town in Alabama called Cortland. It's about 1,400 people.
Mhm.
Everybody knows everybody. My graduating high school class was 28 people.
Wow.
28.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all almost knew
Y'all
too much about each
cousins.
other.
That's cousins graduating together.
Absolutely.
What up,
I have a
Carl?
question. What is that next to? Like, what's a city that someone would know that is near?
Decatur, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
about 15 minutes east of Decatur, Alabama.
I appreciate you saying that you're from Portland and not Decatur,
Yeah.
because people will say I'm from Atlanta all the time, and baby, you're from Douglasville. That's not
Well,
Atlanta.
this is in Alabama though.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like,
I'm
I
not
like how
from-
you where you from. Like, you're not from Decatur, you're from Portland. Appreciate that.
It all depends on if I feel like explaining it, because I will say Decatur in a heartbeat now, because I don't want to. Where's that? But like right
It's
now,
up
we
there.
we had the family reunion. We had a
Right,
conversation.
right,
So I'll talk about it right now. But hey, you catch me another day when I don't feel like talking about it.
from
I'm gonna say
Decatur.
And I'm like, nope, he from Portland. He
Oh
ain't
my
from Decatur.
goodness gracious.
Hey, people probably watching
Not
right now.
alone.
I said, man.
Not Decatur. Right. I'm Rosalia and we need you. So, Quentin, when it comes to what we're doing on Saturday with the Bruh Brunch, it lit on 8, gates open at 11. When you talk about first time home buyers,
Mhm.
the demographics of that? Is it couples? Is it single females? Is it single males? Or men buying homes by themselves?
It's more single females that I see.
Okay.
Actually, but just the simple fact that, you know, historically, women will handle business a little faster than we will sometimes. Fellas, don't curse me
It's true.
for saying that, but it's the
from the
truth.
beginning. Women
Right.
didn't walk first as
I
baby
mean,
girls.
well, we're not gonna twist it too much now.
I just want to talk
I'm
facts.
giving y'all a little bit. I'm giving you some, a little bit, but it's more women, young females that I see, from the single standpoint. But
Okay.
I have had, quite a few couples. Last year, I'm an analytics person. I'm a numbers person, so I had about 66 transactions last year, and in that number, I will say 57% were single females.
Okay.
In that number. So
what do you think?
Not shocking.
You said not shocking.
No.
Not at all.
No.
What do you think some of the barriers are when it comes to men buying homes?
just afraid, the commitment. Some people think about the whole paying for a house for 30 years. But like I tell my clients, you're gonna pay rent for 30 years. You're gonna pay for somewhere to live. So why not pay for something that's yours?
And not only that, but being a homeowner is one of the quickest ways to create generational wealth.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have something to pass down to your children. So if you can't leave them, a lot of money in a life insurance policy or something like that, you can leave them a home, and that will automatically create wealth for them.
That's true. And see, that's what we have to do too. Have to remember in that case, because we see a lot of people in the communities where grandma and granddad didn't pay for these houses, and guess what? The cousins letting them go. Somebody else coming in buying these properties for pennies on the dollar,
Right.
and then they flipping them and they're making some great wealth for their families. So why not do it for us?
Absolutely.
So that is one thing that I really push in our community amongst our people, because we can do it too. I talk to clients often where they say my credit's not good. I said, well, let's have a consult. Let's talk. And we pour their credit, and their credit is actually good enough to purchase a house, or they can maybe make one change to the credit and become, homeowners. And I can tell y'all numerous stories of what has happened, during my tenure in real estate and dealing with clients who didn't think they could purchase a house, and guess what? They're homeowners now. So I tell them, I have enough faith for you to put you in a house. That's what I love.
You know what I think is interesting about that? A lot of people approach their health like they approach buying a home. It's like, I'd rather not know rather than find out the information and see what I can do to possibly change it. They approach their health the same way they approach buying a home.
Yeah.
And that's not a good approach, people.
So and I, psychologically, I'm thinking about responsibility and why we do things that way. I'm functioning fine when I don't know. I'm functioning fine paying rent, but not really. Functioning fine, kind of using this remedy that I've used for whatever this ailment may be. It works, I'm okay. It works. Cool. Until life really happens and you have to dig in and see, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Like something is going to make you have to face how you got here.
And a prime example, I had a client who just closed recently. She was paying about $1,350 a month for a 2-bedroom townhouse. And, she was just so afraid of purchasing a home. I said, let's talk. And she bought a brand new home, new construction, 4-bedroom at $1,050. So she's saving $300 a month. And, it's hers, so that's the thing we have to really consider. I mean, that commitment, it may be tough, but I mean, the reward is greater.
All right. Hold your question. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to continue talking with some of our partners for the first ever Bruh Brunch going down Saturday at Lit on 8th. Gates open at 11. If you want your tickets, go ahead and go to eventbrite.com/the Bruh Brunch, or just put in the Bruh Brunch on eventbrite.com. Go ahead and get your ticket tonight. And we'll do something special for you, possibly. Okay. Be right back. It's V94.9 WATV on Sunday nights, where the V stands for Vital.
I'm not trying to be
It's here to help.
I just can't get on.
And since the days are longer now, we're offering a paid scheduling option. We accept Blue
I'm sure y'all probably can tell my excitement.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, no.
On your stream, you don't unmute your phone. The only one that's unmuted is mine on this side. So y'all
Gotcha.
just keep listening and talking to Mike. B94.9 WATV Sunday nights. The V stands for vital, where it's all about the edutainment here. We educate, we entertain, we have a good time, but we also give you a lot of stuff, all types of information. We invite you to dope events like the one going down Saturday. Vital Entertainment and Media Associates. Say your businesses so they can know who else is a part of this thing.
We are Meds Plus Consulting.
Better Living Realty, powered by Barnes and Associates Realtors.
And the Vital This
This is
and there are others, but these great people joined us in the effort to highlight our men, to cater to our men, and give them something different to be a part of. Men, it's about you, but women, y'all know you know what we do. We pull up, we show out too. So it's just a great opportunity for great people in the city to come together for the first time, spring 2022. Have some great brunch, be outside. Calling all the, the nice cars, the bikes, the groups of people that like to hang. If you're a cigar club or fraternity, bring your frat brothers.
Social Security. Not even Social Security.
Bring that check.
Yeah, Social Security Administration. There's a lot of y'all that work out there.
True.
Y'all come on through.
True.
You got social savings clubs, bike clubs, car clubs. Everybody, just pull up.
Look, Chris Coleman just said, like we didn't know this, but Chris said, I will be there for the Bruh Brunch. And you better. Hey, Chris.
Pull up, Chris.
Pull up. So, right, guys, it's for you. And I'm just so happy that our station, even like when it was just said, I think homie Chris and I were sitting here and I was just like, yeah, the Bruh Brunch. And, it was just a thing. It caught anybody that it was said to. The guys liked it. I was like, so what do y'all like? I mean, we easy. I'm like, easy. What does that mean? What do you like? What do you want?
Mhm.
I mean, if you're watching, you can see my face. It's that type of thing. And I'm like, give us some specifics. Y'all know what we like.
But then, like, they turn around and they end up divorcing somebody and they complain about
You don't even know what I like.
All you do is maybe hot dogs and chicken fingers. But you said that you were
It didn't
easy.
matter.
That's right. So you need to be specific and say what it is you want and what you like.
Right.
Women are open your mouth.
But that was the
But
thing.
are we though?
But look, that was the thing. One of the guys said that men don't because women do. Like, that's a woman thing to say that. Like, y'all.
That's what I was about to say. Like, we're not going to be the first way.
Who told you this?
I'm just saying, though. I mean, we're not going to say something first too often. You know what I'm saying? So, however, I am a take charge kind of guy, though.
Okay.
So as you know, when we met, we talked, and I gave
did.
you, what we're gonna do. I mean, what I think we should do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little different there, but
that's the kind of man we need.
Hey, I'm about to get attacked in here.
Y'all should have saw the faces that us four women that have made them. Like,
I guess we're just trying to figure out who taught you that.
Right? Who learned you? Because that's like,
And can you teach a class?
Like, or did y'all take a class to learn? Hey, you're a guy. You don't say what you want and what you need. Like, where did that come from?
I think that is toxic.
Oh,
and that is like that is
knowledge.
creating like just some other issues that another person is gonna have to deal with because you won't be vocal and say what it is you want or what you mean because that's what women do. And now you're upset because your feelings aren't being tended to, but that's because you ain't told nobody what your feelings like.
But then the same guy said that you all always find out.
Don't make me go look.
I promise you, this is a real conversation that I had in the beginning.
And they want us to be Dora the Explorer, and I don't use my
have no backpack
Right, I ain't got no backpack.
Wig.
Right.
Okay.
And
I ain't got no map. I'm not
Okay.
Blue's Clues or none of that. You're gonna tell me either we're gonna have to shift because I don't have time. I'm tired.
Women like to be pampered.
Okay. Yeah.
Some men not into pampering. Some like manicures, pedicures. Some don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it's fair to ask because you got different dimensions out there.
Yeah.
And do we want to cover them all? Are we gonna focus in on a few?
I don't really know if it's because men don't like it. They might not have had the
They have been
space
exposed.
or haven't been exposed to that type of treatment or that type of behavior. Sometimes you have to upgrade your life. Well, all the time, upgrade your life. Self-care for women can be the same kind of self-care for men. Go get your
Yeah.
feet done.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want you ripping up my sheets because your feet are crusty.
I get my dogs done. Okay. I'm not. No shame in my game. I've never had a manicure before ever.
Okay, but you can rub your feet together and they don't start a fire.
I'm gonna get my dogs done.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Look, let me see your hands. He doesn't get his hands done, but he has nice hands. He looks like he files his nails, and the cuticles aren't grown. Well, he clips them.
And he don't even bite them and spit them on the floor.
Right. That's so
See,
gross.
bros, this is for you. We want to have we may even have some conversation at the brunch because we just want to know. We want to be able to help you all be better. I will tell you this. One of the baseline thought processes under the event is that we need to be in more spaces together where we are actually nurturing each other in some type of way. We're in a lot of spaces where socially we'll just stand around, we'll drink a little bit and look. Why are you here? Why didn't you stay at home? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that happens, and then someone may ask you, "Hey, let me get you a drink. What you drinking?" And past that, it's only limited conversation. Mm-hmm. Then the entertainment isn't always good. Shade. What else? Shade. What else happens when you're out? I don't know. It's
usually not
different.
A lot of conversation.
It's just really different.
Not a lot of getting to know you.
Right.
I mean, we want to get to know you. We want to know what you like, tell you what we like, back and forth.
Somebody might leave this thing happy.
Maybe.
Well, see, I don't meet strangers. I mean, I just met y'all tonight, and the energy in this room is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I want to be here every Sunday with y'all. But when I get out, and a lot of people get networking confused. Mm-hmm. Networking is not being in a room full of people that you know. You have to get and talk to people that you don't know. I feel like I can walk in somewhere now and talk to these ladies, talk to everybody in here like we've been knowing each other forever. So that's what we do. We tend to gravitate to our comfort zones, and you will never grow being comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to grow.
All right. Absolutely. If you ain't learning this, you learn that. So you may be uncomfortable, but I want you to go ahead and get your ticket right now. And I promise you, before you leave on Saturday, you will be very much comfortable. And I already have an inkling that this brunch is going to turn into an all-day event. I just feel that way. Because, so brunch, you'll have these mimosas and mimosas.
Where we going next?
No, we'll sit down. Let's keep talking. It just turns into an all-day event. So you're going to feel this great energy that we feel in studio times 100. The first couple of people are going to get some goodies. You're going to enjoy those as well. And I hear. Let me see if I got a drum roll. I don't know if I do or not. I got a drum. Let's see. I hear that one of the giveaways, like the biggest giveaway, will be a trip. Ooh. And it ain't a trip to Atlanta, okay? Right. You actually get to go somewhere.
Is Atlanta really a trip?
It's a trip.
It's a trip.
Not Atlanta, but the trip that we're giving away, it's a trip.
Love it.
You're going to want to be there to win that. Yes. So, is Quentin eligible?
Did he buy a ticket?
Oh, yes.
But I'm a sponsor.
Right.
My business is on the flyer. I'm a sponsor.
Maybe we should just plan a trip for us to go on.
Let's do
a group trip.
Yeah, maybe we should do a networking trip. But that's a big, I haven't gone to a brunch where I got a trip or where I won anything. I haven't. I've gone and I ate some food and drank some drink and hugged some people. But this one is going to be very interactive. So do not miss it. Saturday, lit on 8th. Gates open at 11. Pull up. Be on time if you get the brunch ticket. It's just so much. Just pull up. Come expecting to have a good time. That's the only expectation that you need to have, a good time. And if you don't, something's wrong with you and you need to schedule with me outside of the brunch. All right, then. Anything else from our great sponsors? What else do you all want to share about what you got going on? Anything?
You know what? I just want to let everybody know to follow us on social media, Meds Plus Consulting. We are a woman-owned, minority-owned, Black business out here trying to help y'all be healthy.
Yes, we just want to help y'all be healthy.
That's all we want to do. So if you see us out in the community, we're always out in the community, whether it's COVID clinics or health fairs. Come out, holler at us, let us check your blood pressure and give you some advice that will help you live well.
Because if you remember, before we went to that push event, I was completely against the COVID vaccine. I was not getting it. That was me.
She's been trying to remember.
I was like, my face looked familiar, don't it? Yeah, I'm your cousin. But yeah, we cousins now. But I was completely against it. And just for the listeners out there, they make me feel very comfortable. Very comfortable. I let this lady put this vaccine in my arm.
There's something about going up to a person that looks like you.
It is.
Got hair like you and can identify with you.
and
Yeah,
understand
personality.
right and personality, and understand why I may not want to get it, but also tell me why I should get it or why I should take these preventative measures against anything, not just COVID. So y'all come out and speak with our ladies.
And
this
honestly,
week.
somebody may just want to come out for that. And you know what? We might let you do that. We might let you do that. That'd be $5.
I mean,
The vaccine will be free, but to get in the gate just for the information, that'd be $5.
$5 because these are cousins, and no. And I actually followed them to the next event that they were having to get my second shot. Like I followed them. I didn't go to just Walgreens, and she told me I could just go to Walgreens and show them my card. I was like, no, I don't want them touching me. I'm finna follow y'all. So I went to the church in Ensley that y'all were holding your next event at, and I got my shot.
That is I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
And
Girl, I told you I be growing and stuff.
yeah, I remember
Adulting.
Adulting.
Yes, that is amazing. And hopefully some other people will be moved in the same direction just from listening. If you're watching and you see them and you see the energy, hopefully you can feel it through the airwaves. I get that a lot, man. We felt it. Hopefully you feel that if you're not vaccinated or if you need more information on COVID-19, which is now turned to, is it 2 or 3? 20,
Possibly
21,
could be
22.
a 4.
Dang. Yeah, I heard there's some more variants. Y'all wanna talk about that right quick?
Absolutely.
Then Quentin.
BA2 is real. Even if you have had COVID before, if you've been vaccinated but don't have your booster,
Mm-hmm.
BA2, which is the Omicron subvariant, is real. It's rocking China right now. It's rocking the European countries right now. Get vaccinated, get your booster.
So is it safe to take the mask off? Or is it just up to you?
I mean, it's up to the individual person,
Mhm.
but especially if you've not been vaccinated, you need to wear your mask properly at all times.
Okay.
If you've not been boosted, you need to wear your mask properly at all times.
Okay.
Notice I'm saying properly. That's very important.
Right. So not under your nose.
Not under your nose, not as a
Above
chin
your mouth.
strap. Yes.
Around your chin.
A proper fitting mask that covers your nose and mouth is very, very important.
Okay.
If you've been boosted, it's kind of up to you, depending on, the people that you're with. If you're at a family gathering and most of the people are vaccinated,
Mhm.
it's probably okay. But if you're going to a concert and you don't know people's vaccination status,
Mhm.
I'd probably wear a mask,
Okay.
especially as we get through this next wave.
All right. So yeah, be responsible.
Yes.
Be respectful of those who are around you. We've had this conversation. We've been having it, as the weeks unfold, kind of talking about our personal stance on where we are with the mask wearing. And depending on where you see me, I may have a mask on.
Absolutely.
I am vaccinated and boosted and comfortable and confident in knowing that if I don't feel well, I got some tests at home and people I can call to test me.
Yes.
But also doing the necessary things to just not be out here getting COVID, okay, and spreading COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you all so much.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Thank you
I
so
learned
much.
a lot too. I appreciate y'all. Y'all my new people.
All
We'll be
right.
calling y'all as well,
Yes.
so-
Yes.
Take our friends. We share friends around here.
Hey,
you go.
you
So
know.
Quentin, I saw you leaning in. What's up?
Oh, I mean, I thought we were just talking, we were recapping. So
Oh, yeah.
I was letting everybody know that I'll be, of course, at the Bruh Brunch, and I'm going to be brunching, but I'm also going to be handling business. So anybody that want to talk real estate, you got questions about, investment properties, commercial properties, or whatever, use your resources. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm almost there. I'm almost now.
Close.
I mean, I'm just letting it be known. I mean, I real estate is my ministry.
Okay.
I study and I read and I research, to be able to educate everybody, especially us, because we lack the knowledge the most in that realm. And our people need to know, home ownership is great. That's something that we all need.
Mhm.
So I'm all about it. I can talk about it all day, every day.
That's what's up. When people are passionate about what they do, it makes a difference in the product that they deliver.
Absolutely.
Like I
Absolutely.
feel the same way about what I do. If I can't do it, it's because I know I gotta get some more classes or something because I need to be able to do it.
Right.
Do they need to bring anything to talk to you? Do they need a credit? Do they
No.
need to know anything about
No,
their credit score?
we're just talking. We're talking and brunching and mimosing and whatever. I just make that word up. We're
It's a
just
thing.
talking. I mean, I want you to be comfortable. I don't want it to be a formal setting where you got to wear a tie and sit down and talk to me about that kind of stuff. Just ask your questions. Ask the questions that you are afraid to ask. You think are dumb questions.
Okay.
Because we need to talk about this stuff. We need to talk about how we can bridge this gap and continue, bringing some generational wealth. So that's what we need to do.
Up. Yeah, good people.
Yeah.
Good times.
And the same thing for us with the healthcare screenings. If you have some questions about COVID, if you have some questions about anything that's health related within our scope of knowledge, we'll do our best to help you. So feel free to ask us questions too.
Pauline,
what's up.
Brandon told me to tell his cousin, hey, Brandon T. Bowers.
What's
hey,
up, Brandon?
cousin.
Hey.
Hey,
What's up,
cousin.
kids?
We all cousins.
Yeah, Brandon is an ambassador, so he should be there.
Yes, Brandon should be at
Yes,
the
don't play
Bruh
with us.
Brunch.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll
good.
be
I
there.
hadn't seen him in a while. So
You get to see your
So
cousin.
you get to see your cousin.
There you go.
We get to see you in them, what they call them, Chinese shoes.
So that's
And them
it's an
loafers.
inside joke.
It is.
Some of my uncle's students, he dresses super fly
Mhm.
and very quality, and the
Mhm.
students hadn't really been exposed to that at the time, and they referred trying to be low down and referred to his I want to say
Loafers.
polo loafers as Chinese shoes.
Mm.
That's the joke there, guys. Yeah.
Come
Anywho,
clean though. Come clean or come in your kicks.
Yeah, like be comfortable. We're gonna
Yeah,
it's
be
an
you.
adult playground. We got
Mhm.
Twister, like a giant
Oh,
size.
yes.
Oh man, we about to have a good time. Don't play. All right, be comfortable. That's what I say. Be comfortable.
I'm wearing tennises.
I'm probably gonna wear some heels, some shorts.
All right.
Heels.
All right. Okay.
Your feet gonna be hurting because we're gonna be busy.
Okay, I'm gonna have some shoes.
You had some more shoes with you.
You know we gotta have them in our purse.
They have them in your purse.
We're
At
gonna
least some
start off. We're gonna
flip-flops.
start off
Start
proper.
out cute, yeah.
Proper.
But
you
look,
hear
we
me?
don't want you walking like a little baby calf.
Okay.
Have your shoes in your bag.
Y'all
Just
gonna get off.
look.
Y'all gonna get off me. Okay, come on, Quincy.
Thank you. We don't have those problems. You know, we're gonna be
Right.
we
No,
gonna be
men's
ready.
feet hurt too, though.
Hey,
Hold
well,
on.
yeah, no, they
Trying to
do
wear
now.
the Chinese
They
shoes
do,
that
but-
they ain't broke in
But
yet.
but in a place like this, you know, we're gonna have on some kicks.
Yeah,
We're gonna,
that's true.
you know, we're not gonna be now. Yeah, they hurt now.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
do.
Witness to that too. I like
Yeah, your arch done fell trying to with them J's.
that.
You need the arch supporting them Jordans because you ain't broke them. Okay, y'all stop. We got the comedians coming to the show,
I see.
so y'all get them. Be there on time. It's gonna be amazing on Saturday, so please don't miss it. And when I tell you something that has already started happening, this one in Birmingham has not even happened yet, and we've been asked to do one in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
So I know about 10 people in Tuscaloosa. So Tuscaloosa people, if you're listening, if you know somebody, let them know we're coming that way soon. But then on Father's Day, we already have that one scheduled. We'll share the location on Saturday at this one. Don't miss the first one, because then if you miss the first one, you're not going to know what to expect for the second one or the third one. All right.
And we want you at the first one so that you can share
Absolutely.
your experience. and
Yes.
get everybody else excited. Make them want to be there.
Right.
This is definitely something that needs to keep going.
Oh,
for
it's
sure.
going to, because we're
Yeah.
here. We're solid. We're together. This is
Mhm.
the core.
Just happy to be a part of it, you know, and you all can follow me on social media too as well. Instagram, I am qcarter.realtor. Follow me at I am qcarter.realtor. Facebook, Quentin T. Carter. You know, look me up.
Yes, I just love the energy in here. I'm gonna play this though. Quentin, excuse us, please. We're gonna switch gears from the Bruh Brunch to this because I just love this energy right here. It's ladies' night.
All right.
Hey, look, see what happened?
Yeah, I see.
Hey,
Right.
hey. So we're gonna switch gears. Coming up in just a few minutes, right here on B94.9. And our district attorney, Danny Carr, is in the building. What up, Danny? Yeah, is he listening? No, he's not listening. He's really engaged in deep conversation out there with our judge, who's returning for a second week. He gonna pull it like Quentin gonna be him next.
Right, because we
Okay.
cousins now.
Yeah, Judge Shuck was like, you know what? I'll be back. And there he is. I
In
say
here.
anytime, pull up, right? Pull up.
It's vital to have a judge on the team, though.
I ain't
It
lying.
is.
Okay.
It's vital to have a realtor on the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's vital to have some
The
health
DA.
professionals,
There
the
you go.
DA.
Yes.
We need everybody on the team.
Look, a
This
well-rounded
one.
team. Well-rounded.
Yeah, who man, don't play with us. And there's some people in the background too. There's some people who are a part of this situation that are really quiet, really reserved. But they are going to be there on Saturday. You'll get to meet everybody who has put in. Big shouts out to Attorney Courtney French. That's my boss. That's the owner of the radio station. He's like, oh, that's dope. I want in. I was like, come on,
Come on in here.
Shoot, let's
Come
do
on
it.
in here.
Let's do it. So Courtney was like, yeah, talk about it. Do your thing. So I'm just really happy to be a part of what we're a part of, to be able to make this happen and just be down with some dope people, even the club owners. What's up to Marvin and Ricky over at Lit? Yeah, we connected. We are so connected. And by the time this event is over, you will be just as connected as we are. But make sure you go through us to get there. All right, Saturday, get your tickets on eventbrite.com. The Bruh Brunch. Go ahead and do that now. And like I said, we may give away some tickets at the end of the show. Once the DA speaks, we may give away some tickets at the end of the show. So you got to be present to win. And they won't just be your general admission tickets. They'll be VIP tickets. The VIP is sponsored by the Birmingham Urban League. So you don't want to miss
Stay
that.
tuned.
I don't even know what's in there. So yeah, you want those tickets. All right. Yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just see you Saturday. But don't turn your radio off. Keep it locked right here, B94.9 WATV.
Ooh, awesome.
Leave spring yard.
Yep. Just tap leaves. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You need a water?
I got this little one over here.
I have my Chinese spin in the car if you want it.
Your Chinese what?
Fan.
Seriously, a pleasure meeting y'all.
The one that you throw out in church and do like this?
See you
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, because I like
Okay,
Chinese
thank you.
stuff.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Yes, we weren't invited to this. You know,
Don't come
keep
to
us
show
out,
me.
keep us out here. That's fine. Keep us out here. We can even just that's about what time.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you are.
That's all right. I found a party to go to.
Hey, we'll look.
No, you won't.
Join the party now.
Cliff Jones says, great job.
Okay, that's my guy.
No, you will
What's
not.
up? Okay.
You been doing all right? How's your mom?
Cheers for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna send the phone call.
Yeah, I'm over there with her. Make sure she's
Telling
That
you,
vital
man.
joint, they go
Hey,
hard.
that joint, I want to play that in the car. Can I get that?
Hey,
You sure can.
Hey, how I get a single for the low?
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
It can
And
happen.
put me on. I could have had I could spit some bars too now. So
You
let
got
me know.
bars.
You can't dance, but you can rap.
I can rap. Yes.
I can see that.
Hot 16.
You got a
We-
grill.
Hold on now.
I got it.
But
Yeah,
look.
it's convertible. It's in the car.
Oh, the car.
I can put it in. I can put it in.
I can see
If
it
he got a
too.
grill, then he can rap.
I can rap.
Immediate.
Remember last week the judge said he could hoop.
Oh yeah, he
He
can
did
hoop.
Yeah.
say that.
And I can hoop too. Both of us can hoop now.
Yeah, now, man.
Both of us can hoop. That's true.
Don't let
Yes, that
I
is. Now I
played
do
at
know that.
Alabama
I do
State.
know
You
that
know I
about
can
you.
hoop.
Yeah.
Don't let the hype fool you.
Okay.
Yeah, tell her.
I just see the versatility of the people who represent you is amazing.
You can get this law enforcement on the court too.
That's
Oh.
right. Hey. We both agile, mobile, and versatile.
Say it.
And my bars, by
See?
the way.
Bars.
Bars.
The vernacular
Spit
is
hot fire.
the vernacular is
Yo.
spectacular. What we talking about? My God.
Bars.
I'm almost
Bars.
speechless, and I
My
know y'all
God.
like wow. So look, yeah, a couple of things happened just quickly. So we got those things straight. Talking to my guy, Christopher Coleman, in the text. So I think we
All right.
good, okay. As far as the show goes, though, you got some great information on the first half about the Bruh Brunch, and the DA was. What were you saying? Now,
Oh.
what was your question?
Oh, well,
Uh-huh.
let me just say that, I want to attend the Bruh Brunch, by the way, but I was in the waiting area back there, myself and Judge Chuck Price, and so they kept us separated, listeners. And by the way, so we don't have any information. We want to come and attend, so I guess I'll just have to figure out somewhere else to go. I want to be there, though, but
'Cause I ain't hear nothing about the details in that little room we was sitting in.
Oh,
Y'all didn't
It's a
hear
big
us.
room, actually. It ain't little.
so
I guess
Here
it
we
wasn't.
go.
I guess it wasn't vital. for
Oh,
us to
No,
know.
wow.
it
What
wasn't
is
vital.
let me tell you the details, okay? Saturday, March 26th. That's this coming Saturday.
We'll both
okay?
be there.
Okay.
At Lit on 8.
All right, we're both coming.
Well, he said on the radio.
Now, did I hear correctly that it's open bar? Oh, no, I thought. I guess I did. I'm sorry. That's what I thought I heard. I'm sorry.
Maybe she said members of the bar will be there.
Oh,
Yes.
that's it. Okay. Got
Yes,
it. Got it.
yes,
Okay.
there you
Okay,
go.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
oh
I'm
my
there.
goodness
Oh,
gracious.
God.
I can't wait. I'm there.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to have you there. So look, let's get to business. There are so many things happening. We want people to be able to live just as freely as we live and have a good time how we do. And we know that some of our decisions put us in other places to not be able to do that. But we are such a caring people here that we want you to have that opportunity. We want you to be able to get it together,
Right.
Turn it all around, and come hang with us. But in order to do that, you have to, handle your judicial and legal affairs.
Absolutely.
You are and have been doing an event. We talked about it last year in great detail as well. The Second Chance Job Fair.
The Second Chance Job Fair. Yes.
And it's time for it again.
It's time for it again. This is you can't say fifth annual is not correct, is it? Is that right?
It can be.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Fifth.
it's annual, it's
Okay.
the fifth one.
This is our fifth one. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
This is our
you can't have a first annual.
right.
That-
Okay.
yes.
Okay. My mom listening, so I had to make sure it's correct.
Hey, mama.
So we're having our fifth job fair.
Mhm.
It will be at the Boutwell, and from 10 to 2.
Okay.
And let me also say this because I got to give a shout out to Judge Chuck Price, who has been in the trenches with me on this job fair from day one. He's been
What's up?
supporting it, so I appreciate the work he's doing, and also woo for you. Each time I had this fair, you allow me to come on and talk about it. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Because
You're
at the end of
most
the day,
welcome.
it's gonna help somebody that none of us know,
Right?
But we do know it's gonna help somebody.
For sure.
And it's the Second Chance Job Fair.
Okay.
And the interesting thing about this job fair is that the target audience are our returning citizens, people who are coming back into society,
Mhm.
who are having hard times getting jobs with livable wages. So what we're trying to do is provide a space for those individuals. And if I could, I can tell you, matter of fact, I got it right here. Some of the employers that have signed up, Crown Staffing, Generation Recruitment, Jimberg Automotive, Ready Mix USA, City of Birmingham, University of Alabama at Birmingham, Cooper Green Hospital, Davis Plumbing, Buffalo Rock, Southeastern Meat, Premier Kings, SK Services, Owning Group. So we have several employers that have signed up, and they're ready to be here. And they're also ready to provide a space for Second Chance.
That's what's up. So all of those people that you named, some of them will actually be giving, or will most of them be giving or hiring? I didn't want to say giving jobs away, but they'll be
Right.
hiring on.
They'll be hiring on the
spot,
spot.
right?
On the spot. We're encouraging them to hire on the spot. And the last couple of times we've had great turnout, and we've had several people whose lives were changed. And I often talk about when you're fighting crime, the only way you can fight crime is change the trajectory of people's lives.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do, which is unorthodox for a DA's office. But again, it's great to have the support of people within the community, like Judge Price, like yourself, Wu, and like others in this station, Courtney French, all the people that kind of step up and help. So we're grateful. And we're going to keep trying to make a difference.
Absolutely. We get it.
You say this is the 5th annual, right?
Yes, sir.
So that you ain't just doing this because you're running for office, right?
That's right.
Exactly.
And
So
then
you
you do it
hey,
in between.
Hey, y'all got to make sure about the people who care about y'all, who doing things, not when they running for office. Just a little plug there.
I
Pay
appreciate
attention.
that.
Pay attention to who pays attention to the community.
Right. Like right here, we always say support who supports you. So
Right.
if you see us out and we're not on the program, we're not getting paid, we're not sponsoring it, whatever, it's because we actually get it and we care.
Absolutely.
And so, like you said, it's unorthodox that a DA would be doing this type of program.
Very.
So, with you doing these unorthodox things, how like what's the chatter? Like what?
Well, the chatter is different depending on what side of the aisle you're standing on. To be honest with you, when I first decided to do this, people looked at me strange. Even when I mentioned it at the DAs around the state have a conference every year, and I mentioned it upon being elected. And people who know the history know that I was interim for a while, a pro tem, and I mentioned it during that time, and everybody was like, "Ah, man, I don't know if we need to get in that space. That's just something that's just blowback you don't want to deal with."
Yeah.
And not only has it prospered, but the DA in Montgomery County has done one now. The DA in, I want to say, Talladega County is about to do one. So it's growing, and they understanding that you can creatively use that space for more than just prosecuting and sending people to prison, which is a part of it.
Right.
But at the same time, you got to try to be on the front lines of trying to change lives and change communities and change families as well.
That's what's up. So, second chance job fair date. Let's get that information first.
Yes. This Tuesday, that's the 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boutwell Auditorium. And let me also say that we will also be registering people to vote there. And we'll also be doing voter restoration through the League of Women Voters as well. So we'll have some service providers there as well, because we want to make this thing as holistic as possible. And to be honest with you, at some point, when I get the judge and I sit down and talk, we'll figure out a way. I want to ultimately add another element and do some expungements on some miscommunications as well, and figure some things out as well.
Put
But
that in there.
yeah, that's something that, we're going to try to expand and add that piece to it. So we're trying to make this thing holistic. Person leaves there with an expungement, with a job, with resources,
That's a whole
all
new
in one
life.
place. Yes.
Whole
yes.
new life.
Whole
Whole
new
new
life.
world. They make songs about it.
Whole new life.
Hey, let me say this. So
Oh,
it's
gosh.
interesting. The reason I don't understand why there's been blowback is this. People always blame a city administration or whatever for like crime rates and all that. That ain't what it is. It's a poverty rate. So if you do things to decrease the poverty rate, you ain't got people out there trapping all the time. You ain't got people out there robbing and stealing all the time. Like you get people jobs that they go into, they got a new lease on life. So like it should be part of the district attorney's responsibility to do that because his whole thing is fighting crime. So you fight crime by getting people jobs. Makes sense to me.
It
Right.
does make sense.
It does.
Right. Never been done before, ever.
It makes sense, but they don't want to work anyway.
Right. And that's what, and again, here's the difference. What we found too is that some people don't want to go and do an interview because they got to talk about their past, or they feel like I'm not going to get the job because of my past. Half of the interview, or most of the conversation, going to be about my mistakes. Well, in this space, we're creating a space where that's not important. The only thing that's important is, are you willing and ready to work? Do you want to change? Do you want to become that credible message that we need in the community and be the man or woman that we know you can be? Do you want to turn your life around? If you want to do that, then come down there. We have over 500 jobs available.
And listen,
Tuesday.
I saw what you did there. Most of them don't want to work anyway. Nah, that was a setup, the softball. That's
I
not
know
the
it.
narrative. The narrative is a lot of them don't think they can work because they don't think that there are jobs that are out there for them. So you have this whole thing in mass where, look, not only it's not just one or two employers, it's a whole litany of employers you just rattled off, and some he didn't even list.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, you go in there and you're like, I got a real shot at this. It's not like me and 20 other people who are on a re-entry competing for the same job. Nah, we got multiple jobs out there. So we all get a fair shake at it.
That's what's up. And I said, Judge Shuck, I said that because, you said about, what people are saying on the other side or what people outside of your office may be saying when they don't really get the full picture of it.
Right.
I know someone or had a conversation with someone just about that. I made some mistakes out of desperation. And what I did got me some felonies.
Right.
First of all, I can't get the felonies removed. That's a headache in itself. I'm embarrassed. I can't ask for help from my family. And the jobs that I get now are, it's not enough. It's not enough
Right.
for me to get, for me to move forward. This is someone that's college educated that made some bad choices because
Right.
out of desperation. This is an amazing opportunity for people like that because this person has so much potential. Bad space, bad time.
Right.
So are you telling me this person can come in, bring a resume or not?
Yep.
It'd probably be more helpful if you got a resume.
Yeah,
It'd be
bring
helpful
it,
to have a
bring it,
resume.
right?
It would be
You
helpful.
can.
Okay.
And by the way, and I didn't say that, I should have said this, but last week we also have people in place on our team that are creating resumes and doing resumes as
man.
well.
Wow.
So it's
we're
no
doing-
reason.
So no, we're doing it all. We're doing it all.
So even if you don't get hired at this event, you have a resume prepared.
You have a resume prepared, and that's a great question. And we have a website set up now, Second Chance website that
Turn up, man.
that even
the
if
growth.
you're unable to make this,
Mhm.
you go on the website, contact us, and we'll have the employers and stuff contact you, and you still can get a job. So it's continuous. It's continuous. It's just not now. It's continuous.
Somebody's like, is this just like does it just have to be second chance or
No,
can I come
no.
too?
No. Yeah, the judge will tell you no. I mean, and again, like I said, Judge been working on this with me, as y'all can see. I mean,
Yeah,
he has. And let me also say, there's a guy named Ron McKeithen. Ron McKeithen did life without parole because of a drug case. He was sentenced to life without parole. Didn't hurt anybody, didn't kill anybody, anything. Well, I was involved in helping him get a second chance and getting out. Well, not only has he gotten out, came to the Second Chance job fair. Now he's employed and he's running the front desk over in the auto parts division of Jim Burke.
Okay.
Doing really well. I mean, being a productive member of society, doing good work. And he spent, I think Ron did 23 years maybe, but he's doing great work. And again, the job fair has provided that space for him and he's doing wonderful.
I would have had to bring him in here.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
It's one thing to hear the person who's running the event speak on it, but if
Right.
you hear testimonials of actual people, it's like, hey, I also spent my life in prison and die there, but
Hey,
I'm not.
I can
This
tell you,
job fair help.
I can get 8 guys,
With
7
jobs?
of which were in on life without parole. That's come through the job fair, have their own companies and or working now and doing well. That will come here and give you their testimony. Whatever you have us back, I'll have them here with you.
that absolutely warms my heart. The work, like the work that I do outside of the radio station, sees the other side of that. Like those stories when you
Right.
talk about the past and how that's what you go somewhere trying to move forward, and that keeps coming up. Like I cannot escape this. Everywhere I go, somebody know. They
Somebody
asking
knows.
Right. And the
They're
narrative.
asking questions to make me have to say what I did. And
or something, or this felony is we don't hire felons.
And a part of the narrative is, to bring it back to the beginning, is that not that they don't want to work too.
Mhm.
Chuck, another part of the narrative is, as DA, those things are soft on crime.
That's true.
See,
They're what now?
you're being soft on crime
Mm-hmm.
doing this kind of stuff.
Okay.
In your job, the DA's job primarily is to hold people accountable for the criminal acts that they commit.
Okay.
But the unique part about the DA's job is to make sure that justice is served. And justice doesn't mean locking people up. Sometimes it means not charging a guy who should not be charged because the facts are not there.
Mm.
Sometimes it means not allowing the cops to search a car that should not be searched and admitting that search was wrong and not charging the guy.
Mhm.
Sometimes it means giving a guy a second chance that deserves a second chance. Justice comes in various forms, but when you do things different, as the DA in the state of Alabama, sometimes you'll be viewed as just soft on crime.
I mean, it is Alabama.
Well, yeah, it is Alabama. It is. But one thing I can tell you is that we're going to hold people accountable, but at the same time, we're going to do what's right and show empathy when empathy presents itself.
That makes me really happy. And I think that's why so many of us now pay attention to your position.
Right.
DA, like the whole what is a DA? What's a district? Like what?
Yeah, nobody ever knew. I mean, because there's never been a DA, I guess, like me, my
Definitely
skin color,
like
my
you.
nothing.
Definitely not.
No, never.
You mean one that got a gold rope on right now?
Right. With a
Don't say
whole
this.
jump man.
And you know what? I just looked at this ring. Man, look, I want one just like it. I
Oh,
swear,
man.
like it's
He
really
the
dope.
homie.
Like,
But
for
like-
real.
Hey, but this dovetails into something I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Do not gloss over the other part of what he said.
Mm.
There are also going to be people there helping people who are getting re-entering society, their
Right.
voting rights back.
Yeah.
So listen, people started to pay attention.
Great point.
I can say this now because, I don't get involved in anybody's political races, but Danny ain't got no opposition.
Right.
You got to pay attention to the people that you are electing.
Mm.
And if people give you second chances, people coming out here trying to get you your voting rights back, that's a big thing.
That is major.
That's a
Yeah.
big thing. People always talk about, I don't care about the president and all that. I get it. I don't agree with you. But the people that you are voting for on local levels impact your day impact your life on a local daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And people that have experiences and come from the same neighborhoods that you come from, understand the terminology that you may use. It makes a difference.
Oh, it does. And I can tell you, sitting in a room with the other, 34 elected DA throughout the state,
Mm-hmm.
most of them don't look at things through the same lens as I do because their life experiences are different.
Absolutely different. So I guess this question is for both of you all. Judging. Like I'm not judging, right? Like I'm not judging. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not judging because people have different experiences. But your job is to judge.
True.
That's why you're where you are. You're listening. The district attorney basically kind of judging, making decisions.
Right.
Oh, how you do that?
Your life experience, how
Right.
how Regina Hope raised Danny Carr,
Mhm.
how Bernice Price and Judge Price raised me. It's like you got to understand. We were just talking about this outside.
Mhm.
You can learn like the law, but if you have the correct temperament and you're conscientious
Yes.
and you care about people, that's the baseline right there. And everything else after that is everything else after that. Like if you have a compassion for people, you let that be your lighthouse. Even in turbulent storms, you always gonna be able to find your way.
For sure.
And the finding my way for me is if I can help put somebody on a better path. I mean, I tell cats all the time, you come through because we have some of the same people.
Okay.
I didn't realize that very early on. Like, there's some cats in front of me that got bodies on them that have
Right.
seen Danny or going to see Danny.
Mhm.
Right.
When I catch some of these young cats, I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to get you not to have to talk to District Attorney Danny Carr. I'm trying to put you on a better path right now so you can before you get in the system for real, you get out the system.
Mm.
And that's so important
Hmm.
coming from someone that sitting on the bench. That's so important because the easy thing for a judge to do is just sit back, rule, next case,
Right.
rule, next case. But the
How
hard
can you
work
sleep on
comes.
that though?
But the hard work because his job description is that, but the hard part is caring, taking that additional step.
Right.
Taking time out to try to make sure that you guide this person in the right direction. That's important. I often tell people don't care what you know till they know that you care.
Right.
Mm.
And when they know that you care, even when they disagree with you, they still can digest it better and understand it. But, my job is strange because I often tell people 50% of the courthouse every day going to be upset with you.
Yeah,
Because
you had to be there in the first place.
because if you charge somebody with a crime, the other side gonna say they shouldn't have been charged.
Yeah.
They're mad. If you don't charge them, they're gonna be mad that you didn't charge them. If he goes to jail, somebody gonna say he shouldn't be in jail. And if you get probation, they're saying you're too soft, you need to go to jail.
Mm.
Whatever you do, somebody's gonna Monday morning quarterback what you do. So you just have to be consistent, understand that you're here for a reason, make sure that you have an articulable reason for why you do each thing, and stand on those principles, and you'll be fine. But you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the DA
For
because
real.
there's always going to be someone that's upset.
Where'd you learn that skill? Like I'm uncomfortable. I'm comfortable being. It is what it is. Where'd you
Regina
get that
Hope.
from?
Regina,
Hope.
yeah, Regina Hope.
Like I'm fine.
Yeah, Regina Hope. I learned that skill a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Learned that skill a long time ago.
We were talking about probation stuff outside, right? So like, look, from my standpoint, I'm sitting up here high on this bench,
Mm-hmm.
lording over people, I guess.
Right.
Right? You on probation. Probation officer tells me you haven't done what you're supposed to do. All right. It's easy for me to be like, all right, you got 180 days, 360 hanging over you. I'm going to revoke you. You're going to jail.
Right.
The harder thing is to say, why haven't you done something?
Correct.
Why haven't you been able to do what you're supposed to do?
Correct.
Oh, I lost my job. Oh, my grandmama who raised me just passed away 2 months ago, but she's been dealing with cancer for the last year. Okay, now we can get to the bottom of this and figure it out. Like, that person don't need to be in jail. That person needs a second chance.
Correct.
And some help.
Yeah, some therapy, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. It's even having this conversation. Like, I think about the roles that you play in society and the fact that these conversations are public conversations and people feel how they feel about people in roles like yours being too soft on crime, or you got these you got all these programs, but you still got all these killings and young people just running them up, right? What do you say to those conversations and to the responsibility piece of it? Like, whose responsibility is it to get in front of what's happening in the community?
Well, let's just be honest. It started at home.
Yep.
So
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
It starts with you.
I mean, it starts with you. I mean, it starts at home. If most kids are not getting it at home, if there's, no one in the house that's taking a role as a leader, no one in the house that's showing them the way, or no one in the house that's holding them responsible, then I can even look at myself coming from this exact neighborhood, Inslee, 4 blocks over where I live, that a lot of my friends are in prison.
Right.
But I had someone at home that there was no excuses. Your circumstance don't dictate your future. You're going to do what you have to do, so you can get where you want to be.
Yeah.
And I had that. Now, some of my friends didn't. So it starts at home. And I often tell people, when law enforcement shows up, the police or whatever, the crime has been committed.
Like, it's too late.
The crime has been committed. They're responding because someone called them. So it all starts at home, but it also now takes all of us pulling together, carrying our corner, and making sure that we all are accountable to the community. But again, it starts at home, no doubt about it.
See, but that's the issue too. When you talk about it takes everybody, right? So like, sometimes people are home through no fault of their own because their mama out there working 3 jobs.
Right.
That's exactly
or their
right.
dad out there working, 24-hour shift, and the mama working 2, that's if there is a 2-parent home, number one. Number two, I was on somebody's show a couple years ago, and like that, back in the day, you used to have that old man or that old woman sat on the porch and
That's
you
right.
cutting up. They had free liberty and free reign to snatch you up
That part.
Absolutely.
and maybe lay some wood to you, not in the Kappa way now, but lay some wood to you or something to get you tightened up. We don't have that anymore. And like, I'm gonna tell you 2 unpopular opinions. No offense to anybody. Okay, let me just say that, which means I'm about to offend some folks. You got a lot of kids having kids, and the death of the Black church. I'm just telling you, that's part of
Yeah, what a light.
that's part of a lot of this stuff. Now, it wouldn't alleviate everything,
Right.
but it'd be a little bit more helpful, I think, is like some of those things. And like I said, you got that old patriarch, that old matriarch out there that can snatch you up. Or you see that guy that's out there working on cars every day. So, you may not be the best in the books, but he's trying to teach you a trade. People don't push trades in like trade school anymore, welding, being a mechanic, talking about getting on a line, being a linesman and all this. People think those jobs are beneath you. There's some linesmen making $110,000 a year. You get you a welder certification over at Lawson State, you can make $80,000 in 2 years. I mean, come on.
And that's and those people, like, when you need a mechanic, and you just looking at the quality of work and just all that service and how people communicate and don't call. But I mean, like, wow, we need people in these jobs. We need people in these fields.
And I'm glad you said that, because right down the street where Council Elementary sit, I've been saying for a while now, it'd be great if that school was just a trade school.
Yeah,
Trade school only.
hurry up and
Trade school
fix-
only.
Yeah,
college is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, how many people looking for a good plumber right now, electrician,
Yeah.
I mean, a welder. I mean, telling you, trades are.
We need
yeah,
them.
we
We
need
need
'em.
people. We
We
need
need 'em.
people.
We need them.
Problem is there's a stigma, right?
Right.
People used to think, so if you look at the progeny or the impetus or however you want to say it of the 2-year college system, they used to call it junior college. They had to rebrand that to call it 2-year college system, because junior college meant that you couldn't cut it at a 4-year institution or a university. That's a mindset. That's the mindset of a lot of folks. But what people don't understand now is that's an alternative path, right? again, you know, you get that plumbing. You can be the next Omar Harville positive
What
plumbing.
up, O?
Yeah, right. You can, you know, be an electrician. Like you can make good money. You can make more money than me and Danny. Be honest
And
with
me
you.
Right.
for sure. I almost
Well,
wanna go
definitely
there.
me. I mean,
No,
he
definitely me.
Yeah, I'm a little
It's
city.
more to you.
I'm a little
Definitely
public.
me too.
Hi, man.
Don't
I'm
even get me
I'm a
started.
public servant on a fixed income. But,
Okay.
you know, you can be Danny Carr making,
Ooh.
you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But again, get that trade. But
Right.
we got to have people in the community pushing that. And I don't see that a lot anymore.
It's because the community frowns upon those, I guess, lower grade jobs, but you can also get your trade and own your own business and
Right.
employ
Yeah.
people and pay
Yes.
people better, so the job isn't looked at like, oh, you're just a bottom feeder.
Let me just say this. It shouldn't be looked at in that way anyway, because the foundation of everything else comes with those trades. I mean,
Right.
even cosmetology, barbering, estheticians, all of those different
Yeah.
things that we rely on to thrive and survive. They're fueled by trade. I can't unstop my tub.
That's right.
That's right.
I've been trying.
I've been
That's right.
pouring Drano in it for
And
so
I've been
long.
using a
It
hanger.
don't work.
A
That's
wire
right.
hanger, the
Like-
toilet making that noise is so
That's right.
loud. Like, let me call somebody.
The red
Absolutely.
Drano, the blue Drano, the
Right,
yellow
the
Drano,
gold
the gold
bleach.
All
Drano.
of
It
it.
don't work.
Okay, so we need a plumber.
of it.
All of it.
Look, the light in the hallway blink, and then you know you folk be on live and you be hearing that little beep in the background. Beep. What is that?
Somebody need to change that battery in.
That's
that,
simple, right?
That smoke detector.
But you
Sometimes
may
it be
need
a
an
little bit more.
electrician. Right, you
Right,
may need an
sometimes it's-
electrician.
right.
So those jobs, I don't know why y'all frowning on it, because you don't know how to do it.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody getting their lashes done. Everybody getting their face beat up these
I
days.
mean,
You know, every black dude in the city except for me care about a haircut. So, you know,
Except for
Right.
you and Kelvin Datcher.
and Kelvin and Datcher. Hold on. Slow down.
That's your twin. Okay, so
You know, like in a 2-year college, you can also get your LPN, and
That's
that's,
right.
who
Oh, that's
people
right.
see when
Absolutely.
you go to the doctor.
Hey.
Is the LPN?
CNA, phlebotomy, all
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
stuff.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all
So-
be a whole PCT, make good money.
Okay, so with the second chance job fair, will there
Right.
be some of those type businesses there?
Well, you won't have jobs that require a 2-year degree and things of that nature. Not
Okay.
all of them, but
Okay.
what we will have, we're going to have jobs from hotel and tourism. We're going to have various restaurants. We're going to have UAB there with a variety of their different sections within UAB. I mean, UAB encompasses so many different areas of employment. We're going to have a bunch of, we will have some 2-year colleges there as far as offering resources where you need to get a GED, where you need to come on. And so all that stuff, whatever you need, we'll have them there. And not only that, we've talked to the today to the was it Mr. Sullivan, the Board of Education, Birmingham Board of Education
Yeah.
Superintendent.
Superintendent.
So we put the flyer up on their website so parents of kids will know that they can come, and even kids who are seniors, if they need work, we're going to make sure that there's something there for them as well. So we're trying to just do whatever we can to change the narrative, but also looking forward to trying to change some lives as well.
Yeah, folks
Tuesday.
get the bag.
Yeah, 10 to 2 at the Boutwell Tuesday. Maybe there's some employers listening. Is it too late for them to be a part of?
They can register up until tomorrow at 12 noon.
Okay.
And we have right now, I think we're at, I want to say 28.
Mm-hmm.
And typically we have around 20. We're up to 28 with at least 500 to 600 jobs that have registered on Eventbrite.
That's what's up.
So yeah, so we're happy about it. And we hope the weather hold off, and we hope people come out and get some jobs and change their lives.
That sure is a thing.
Actually, it's supposed to be nice Tuesday.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it? Oh,
until
great.
later on.
Till
Yeah,
later
till
on.
later on, yeah.
10 to
Great.
2, y'all good.
Because I heard
We good.
Y'all good. Go out there and get that job.
Danny, let me
Uh-huh.
ask you something. Because I just thought about this. 2 things. Number one, is the Danny Project gonna be there?
I don't know if the Danny Project gonna be there or not. I need to look at the resource provider, which I can right quick.
All right,
I'm
because
not
if
sure.
not, I might try to see if I can get them down there.
That'd be
Because when
great.
we were talking about the CNA,
That'd be
phlebotomy,
great.
With the
For-
Training Institute.
yeah, with
That'd be
folks
great.
that don't know this that are listening out there, the Danny Project, they offer you free services. All you got to do is show up. Like, you don't have to pay for a lot of the stuff. So
Right.
like
Right.
when I mentioned CNA, phlebotomy, welding, I think they can help you get your CDL. They also have 2 different programs. One is a GED program,
Mhm.
but one is also a program that allows you to get your high school diploma in as little as 2 weeks. And a high school diploma
That's
sounds
great.
a little bit better than a GED.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, hey folks, for the folks that are out there listening, now some of these employers you might get hired on the spot, but you may also have to take a drug test in the next couple days.
Why was that comment?
Hey,
Right.
man, so tighten up.
Yeah, tighten up
Look,
now.
we
I mean,
also know that that's one of the obstacles. If I
Absolutely.
smoke to coke, right?
Right.
I smoke the coke. Hey, that's just the beginning. Like if I
You just
smoke,
held yourself.
smoke the coke because this type of stuff I hear every day. Like man, I can't stop smoking because I really.
Right.
But then to say this, but I don't want to be on no medicine. At least that's legal. But anyway, yeah, I was wondering about that because we know that that's a big part of
we've
population.
Yeah, we've had that happen, and some guys were hired at the Boutwell pending a drug test. And the first one they did not pass, but they gave them a second opportunity. They know
Another second chance.
They know, the crew that we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes this one just so unique. It's nobody's fault but yours if you don't come and do what you need to do.
It sounds that way to
Nobody
me.
but yours. Other than getting them up, dressing them, putting them in your car and bringing them to the Boutwell. I mean, what else can you do?
It ain't nothing else you can do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boutwell Auditorium, the Second Chance Job Fair, hosted by District Attorney Danny Carr. Who else?
Yeah. Oh, District Attorney.
Judge Chuck Price.
Well, no, I'm not hosting. I just spread the word though.
Okay. You know the ins and outs, and I can.
Yeah,
really
he just spread the word.
I love partnership like that,
It's
though.
a partnership. Yeah, it's a partnership. I mean, it's a partnership. So there's several other people. Redemption earned. I think it's 5 or 6. Oh, Jim Burke is a title sponsor now, believe it or not, because he loved what we've done. He appreciates the people that he's employed as a result of this job fair. So we're doing a lot. We really are.
Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tell your son, tell your daughter, tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your church members,
Tell your boyfriend, your baby daddy.
tell your baby mama, tell your cousin's friend that was up your house the other week talking about how they needed a job and they couldn't get one because they didn't know where to go, who was hiring. Boom, there you go.
Tell everybody.
Woo! Tell everybody. This is great. I'm just so happy to be hearing about it again. Hopefully we'll hear about this, for years to come. And also the re-election.
Can I read? I want to make sure I give everybody a plug right quick.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Just so we'll know, again, I said Jim Burke Automotive. I know the Alabama Career Center. Redemption Earn is one. Work for Birmingham. Church at Brook Hill is on there. So we have a lot of people that's helping with this event, and the list keep growing. So we're grateful. I just want to get that plug.
For sure.
When you talked about your title sponsor, they say all skin folk ain't your kin folk. But sometimes all your skin, sometimes the people that ain't your skin folk are your kin folk.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
Look, kin folk, step up. When you hear opportunity, that's why I asked about other employers or supporters that may want to be involved. You may have heard something and said, well, I have something that could add to this event, I need good people.
Right.
There are good people that are looking to re-enter society and be able to support themselves. And as they do that, they support society. Like we give and we give back. That's the cycle. That's how it goes. And very soon, I want to hear some of those stories on air of those who have been helped by this program.
Oh, we can definitely do that. We have several.
I think that would be amazing.
We can set it up. We have several.
All right. So Tuesday, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., you have gotten your official invite right here on V94.9 WATV, courtesy of the DA himself. And our we got to come up with something for you.
Illustrious,
like my name,
Your Majesty.
My name is Chuck. I mean, that's
your
my
Majesty.
mama named me a long time ago.
That's what you want to go. So you just want to is it on the air?
Mama named Chuck.
I mean,
We're gonna call him Chuck.
That's right.
But I think it's Your Majesty.
The vital Chuck.
Yeah, that's what he likes, really. I mean, he just he prefer Your Majesty.
Oh, she's thinking.
I mean, your face on $1 somewhere, Danny. Don't do that.
Wakanda.
Forever. Hey, Inslee J.O. forever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about that.
I have him a name by the next time he comes.
We'll be thinking about it. We'll be thinking about it. So Saturday, you all will be at the Bruh Brunch. Tuesday, you'll be at the Boutwell doing a lot of work, ripping for the men. Great things. Anything else that we need to know that you have going on or people should be listening for, looking out for?
Yeah, we have a program that we're going to do called Reset Jefferson County, and I'll come on and tell you more about it. We also have an Emmett Till grant that we've received to look at cold cases as relates to African Americans who were killed by law enforcement from 1940 to 1980. I have fellows from Northeastern University that will open cases up. So we're working on that now as we speak. We've set up a domestic violence. I have a domestic violence unit now that deals strictly with domestic violence through one place. That one place will deal with sexual assault cases as well. One last thing, we have a SAC and SAGI grant that we're looking at cold rape cases where we're going back into rape kits, identifying serial rapists, which we've identified at least 4 serial rapists in Jefferson County through our sexual assault kit initiative. So we're doing a lot other than just prosecuting as well. And maybe at some point we'll talk about permitless carry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been
Hey, hold
seeing more
on.
conversations.
Is the Nina Spears expungement stuff? Is that y'all or is that the sheriff's department?
Is it who?
Nina Spears expungement thing? Is that with y'all or is that the sheriff's department?
Sheriff's department.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll get into that soon too.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you.
Thank you.
We know we got to transition, get you back so you can get ready for the week. So thank you for your time. Tuesday, 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. I'm going to keep saying it. You guys can check us out. We'll share the information on
It's
Vital
Tuesday
Show.
the 22nd.
Tuesday the 22nd.
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
At the Boutwell Auditorium.
At the Boutwell
One more
Auditorium.
thing. Should they dress up?
Yes, please.
Never hurts.
Yes, it does help. If you don't have, and I tell you something, if you don't have stuff, I do have a closet here in Ensley in a building, but it's too late because obviously tomorrow is Monday. But for the next one, we will have some clothing items that you can get as well. Again, I told you this is a holistic approach. But yes, dress up, just jeans, tuck your shirt in, slacks if you have them, a suit, whatever. Just look clean and presentable, and you should walk away from there with a job with livable wages.
That's what's up. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I'm going to keep supporting who supports us, District Attorney Danny Carr. Let's get into the news. What all happened this week? Anything interesting? What popped off? All of that. That's where we're going right now. It's B94.9 WATV on Sunday nights. The V stands for Vital. Judge, you hanging?
I got a little time.
See, that was a judge turn. You heard what he said there. I got a little
I got a
time.
little time.
That's the judge thing.
Well, I'll say this: the Supreme Court stuff is about to start happening for Judge Jackson
tomorrow. Right?
And I was watching something this morning where they said, "Hey, we're gonna grill her. Like, we gonna grill her. Like, yeah, already trying to come wrong."
She got the votes.
They said just like they did Brett Kavanaugh. That's what I heard because he wasn't treated fairly. So basically, now
he got the gig.
He did, but they said he wasn't treated fairly.
Okay.
They said they didn't go about it the right way. So the sister is up now. She will make all the history. First Black woman to sit on the Supreme Court. And they want to find out all types of things. They said that, they don't want her to be easily swayed because her record shows some things about how she ruled on a couple of things that may have seemed questionable. I didn't really do a lot of research. I was listening more for the Black woman rhetoric.
The race, yeah.
Yeah, like.
What's your SAT score? I mean, LSAT score?
That was one.
Yeah. Code.
What else did they say? It was something else in particular. But are we ready? Are we ready for? And I know here we are ready for the first Black female to sit on the Supreme Court, which is a lifelong job.
Speaking of Supreme Court, I don't know if you're paying attention to my face over here, but breaking news: Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been hospitalized.
For what?
With it sounds like they said serious illness, but he should be okay in due time. And he's undergoing some IV treatments, some IV antibiotic treatments.
What? Okay.
That's all they're saying is that he's just been admitted to the hospital. Serious illness.
Curious thing about that fellow real quick since you brought him up. So in my law school, my third year, I was in this advanced constitutional law class. So I can't remember if it was every other year or every 3 years because his wife is from Omaha. So he would come to our law school and teach. If you were fortunate enough to be in that class, he would teach you for a month. So I was taught by Clarence Thomas for a month. The craziest thing about him, he is a great storyteller.
Okay.
He looked like he told a story.
Oh my God. He is the most
Tell me another one.
He is the most affable, one of the most affable people you will find. He has this infectious laugh. And you really rock with that man until he starts talking about religion. No, I'm sorry, until he starts talking about affirmative action and politics. And that's when you're like, it's like a hard left turn in Albuquerque. It's so strange.
So I can see that though, because when you said breaking news, I thought they were going to, can you resign? You can resign from the Supreme Court, right?
You can retire.
You have so it's only retirement.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a game.
resignation and retirement still the same thing. But
Okay, yeah, I don't want to do it.
they're both
anymore.
still R words, right? So
Yeah, like I don't want to. Okay, I gotta go.
Right.
So I thought that was gonna be the breaking news because of what was going on with his wife and the insurrection.
Oh no. He's that makes him more entrenched. So like what you got to understand is over the last 10 to 15 years, all of his decisions and way of thinking has been shaping things for this moment. So like he's almost at the height of his powers right now. So this is not the time to leave. This
He's
is
a black guy, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Like,
100.
he's really black.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's like a
what
real
is
black
this?
dude.
I mean,
Where? What? Can you find out where he's from? Do you know where
he's from Arkansas. He's either from Georgia or Arkansas. He essentially was raised by his grandfather because he was estranged from, I can't remember if some tragedy happened, but you know, his grandfather raised him to be a good Democrat, sharecropper, all that stuff. And then if you read like things about him, they will always say that there was a split at that point in time. Once he started talking about affirmative action never helped me, affirmative action is an abomination, keeps black people back. When you are a recipient of affirmative action, but that's a whole different thing. So
it's about experience, right? Like we go back to what shapes people's perception about life, where they are, what happened to them. One time this black man said something to me that looked just like me and it stung. And I decided at that moment I would never support blacks again. Boy, you blacker than most black people.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
So that's how it happens. And a lot of blacks can't stand Clarence Thomas. Just being real.
They really can.
They
Yeah.
can't stand
It's
him.
just a lot of blacks.
The blacks can't. Yeah. So that's one thing. Also in the news when it comes to legalities, the Crown Act. So all of us, the three of us, work in place. I know you had to cover your whole head up for
My
your
whole
job.
head, child.
I don't know how it would have felt.
And you know
about
what?
that.
They just sent out a new email that everybody had to acknowledge about their hair.
What about it?
You can wear whatever color you want, whatever style you want, just as long as it's clean and kept.
Great.
But before I was wrapping up my hair, and it wasn't so much as because of the locks, it was because of the color.
So you actually understood what the issue could have been a little bit, you know.
I understand, but I also feel like if my hair was not locked, the color of it wouldn't have been such a big deal either. Though. But I think the combination of colors and locks is like, whoa, hold on.
even if it's not a big deal, you think it still would have been a deal?
I mean, come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No.
It's like it's always gonna be a deal because it's us.
Yeah. I think because of what they may have experienced with people that may look like us before. Maybe ignorance, maybe don't have home training, no act right. They expect for people who may look like us to behave a certain way or not be able to do duties of a certain particular position or a job because of the way we look.
So,
Let me ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yo, honest opinion.
Okay.
So you go to a spot,
Okay.
even with your hair the way it is now. You go to a spot, and it's like a white person that got dreads and dreadlocks and color. What is your automatic? What is the first thing you think? You like that's cool, or do you skip a beat?
Honestly, I'd be like, they smoke weed.
Oh well, okay. Didn't see
Yeah.
that one coming.
They're a stoner.
They're stoners. But then other than that, I'm just like, normally those, like if I walk in there, I don't think anything because I have locks, I guess, but I don't feel like how they wear their hair is
I think that if I see a white person with colored locks, I think that they are more liberal and exposed, and they are more welcoming and warm. They are hippie-ish, for the most part. Because like, why else would
they're
you
more
be-
welcoming. Come on in.
All right. So now that said, because you're part of that same community, do you think the same people that may have had a moment or two for you would also have a moment or two for those same white people? See, I tend to think the answer to that is yes. So I don't necessarily think it's just because we're black and like doing that. I don't know. It's just something to think about.
I can see that. Like, yeah, people that look like you, or people that I could bunch in a, like I said, a hippie,
free love, free thinking
Because
type of people.
it's something that's
It's not
abnormal.
conservative.
It's something that's abnormal to them. Period. Doesn't matter if you black or white or Hispanic or whatever. Just food for thought.
Look,
it's not always. It's not every single time because you black.
I relieved a person for a lunch break one day in another part of our department, and a patient walked up and said, "Oh, you're different." I was like, "Yeah, I'm different."
Okay.
Did
I
you
didn't-
start rapping 2 Chainz?
I didn't know. I just said, oh yeah, I'm different. I like to be different.
Now that sparked something for me. I posted a picture the other day, and a guy commented, "Interesting." Just like, what? I said, well, he was like, "What do you, like there are certain words that you use to describe your interest or lack thereof for people." Said interesting or interesting. I said, "What does that mean? What do you mean by that?" He's like, and I said, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "You." I said, "I am." But
what
that-
you mean?
He said people hardly ever use that word to describe someone that they may be interested in.
Or think are
But I'm
fascinating
interesting.
people.
I'll take that. It
You
was
don't
just
think he was trying
different.
to holler?
He was. It was really
See,
different.
that's what it was, though. He was just trying to holler. He thought he was trying to
that,
holler.
That was different.
He thought he was trying to holler in a more intellectual way or intellectual inviting way to like spark some sort of conversation.
Right.
Okay. Sure. House passed this Crown Act banning discrimination against Black hairstyles. Okay. Crown stands for creating a respectful and open world of natural hair. The Crown Act prohibits discrimination based on an individual's texture or style of hair. The House on Friday passed this act, which would ban hair-related discrimination. So let's go there. First of all, the measure is known as HR 2116. Passing a vote of 235 to 189. That's a whole lot of people that was like, what are you talking about? It was introduced by Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, Democrat from New Jersey. Shouts out to Sean Hill over at Natural Element. She is the local Crown representative for the area. Crown, I told you what it stands for, and the bill now goes to Senate. Judge, what does that sound like to you? What's going to happen in Senate?
It should pass.
It should.
It should. We got the votes at this point in time. But here's the deal. The fact that there were 189 people in opposition, that should just let you know that everything else about your job needs to be tight, because they will then look for other reasons. I mean, we know what the reason might be, but they're going to try to backdoor another reason to get you on out of there.
So but I feel like, okay, I think this Crown Act is coming into play because you see more of us in those higher positions and with locks and darker complexion, and
sounds like the judge, right?
Exactly.
That's coming into the Supreme Court. She's darker brown. She has locks. She also has a white husband, so she'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she'll be good either way. But this is all being made for us because of course, this law has nothing to do with the other ones. Because how could they be discriminated against with their hair?
Listen to the styles that they describe. The legislation states that routinely people of African descent are deprived of educational and employment opportunities for wearing their hair in natural or protective hairstyles such as locks, cornrows, twists, braids, bantu knots, or afros.
Power to the people.
We got all of that at my job.
But the fact that this is even has to
discussion.
Be. Well, when y'all found us over there, what type of hair do we have?
Right.
Okay. That's been a long time ago. So here we are in 2022 talking about this.
A law has to be made so that we can be us.
Mm-hmm. This demonstrates the bill's necessity, she said, talking about the person that put it into place, Coleman. Watson Coleman said, because there are people in positions of authority who think because your hair is kinky, it is braided, it is in knots, or it is not straight and blonde and light brown, that you somehow are not worthy of access to those issues.
And that is a something that's put in handbooks at several jobs that I worked at. Your hair has to be a natural color. So
ain't no natural
black,
blonde.
brown, or blonde. Anything, or maybe some tones of red.
Ain't a lot of natural blondes out there.
Right.
Like
so
recessive gene or something that makes blonde hair? I mean, because mine is blonde. Without naming him, she referred to Andrew Johnson, a Black varsity high school wrestler in New Jersey with dreadlocks, who forced
to cut it.
They cut it
in
right.
2018.
Oh, I would have cut up. Where was his mama?
If he wanted to compete, he had to
cut his hair. Forfeit the match.
Yep.
We black. All right. And these are the things that we're still going through in 2022. So yeah, that's two things when it comes to Black people in positions and how they look and what they bring to the table being excluded from the conversation.
I'm sitting here thinking about, because I'm raising a Black son now, how different things will be in 20 years when he's an adult.
Who knows? Because I wonder if our parents ever thought that the afros and anything would be a part of an act or
There will have to be a law put in place so that we can continuously just be who we are and work at the same time.
My parents hate my hair.
Really?
Yep. But again, they're of a different generation where
Absolutely.
you had
Right.
to sort of, I don't want to say conform, but for lack of a better phrase, in order to
Assimilate.
succeed, you had to assimilate or conform to a degree. Afros were cool.
Yeah.
You could have afro back then because like Jesse had one, the Reverend Al had one. My dad sort of had a little bit of a fro with like pork chops back in the day,
Mhm.
right? But like, he thinks that like my hair currently is unbecoming of my position in life or whatever. But he's also 83 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. He's of that
Absolutely.
generation, that ilk, and it's not like a brainwashing. It's just like it's a mindset. Like 'cause
Yeah.
that's how they live. That's where they came from. So
Like with tattoos and piercings
Yep.
and things, they don't. I was like, don't get nothing else on your body. Or
Right.
when I first started locking my hair and I came home from college, I never forget. My uncle asked her, "What's she going through?"
right, what, you going through something?
I am. I'm
You
at
have
a
a
more-
Going
crisis?
through. I just decided I didn't want to wear weave.
Tell me
I
you
decided I want to lock my hair.
You
and
going
wait
through school?
naturally.
That's what
right,
you're going
right.
through.
Just going through life, just doing things my way.
Right. I left Birmingham and I decided to interact with different cultures and different people, embrace something different outside of what you're just teaching me at home. Thank you for raising me the way that you did to have my own mind.
Yeah, there's an artist, out Bisquat. I can't even think of his full name on air, but he had like a lot of people just know him for his hair. And there's a picture of him down at Bazaar, the coffee bar, and a lot of
Oh,
people.
Basquiat?
Basquiat. What did I just say?
Biscuit.
Biscuits? You hungry? You hungry?
Mm, something like that.
We're gonna eat those at the Bruh
Oh, did you
Brunch.
just fade me with the little noise? I heard that. Wait a minute,
I
is that
did,
what
it,
that
I did
was?
it for myself because I couldn't think of how to
okay.
mention his name. Okay.
Okay.
But I was educated on this artist. I had been seeing the face for years and didn't really know like the whole story behind him. Started looking him
John
up.
Michael.
Yes. Yes. And there's a friend of mine, like my best friend from school, that everybody was like, "Oh, he looks like that person." I'm like, I don't know who he looks like, but he does. And then like looking at his hair, we were thinking like this was somebody now. This man has been dead for years.
Mhm.
But so you look at Jay-Z's hair. Jay-Z's hair is
Like
Similar.
Judge.
very similar, right?
Yeah.
And he says that he was inspired by him. This man's art
J.
is
Cole,
still
too.
selling, free form locks. His work is selling. I think he just sold, well, he didn't, but his estate just sold a piece of work for a couple $1 million.
Because he died in poverty.
And he was young. And
He was.
and
Sort of a fast life, too. But
yeah, I gotta pull him up. I'll share because so shouts out to Mark Crenshaw. We were sitting down there one day and he gave me the whole spiel. And I've been watching it and trying to learn and just, paying attention to people that you're introduced to. But his hair alone set the freeform trend.
That's right. Holler at Mark for your mixed what is it? Mixed media?
Mixed media, yeah. Yep.
Mixed media art.
Yep. Go down there and see who I'm talking about. Like I said, I'll share it tonight. What else is happening in the news or happened in the news? We know that the war
Are
is
we still at war?
Are we though?
Well, they're in negotiations with Russia right now. And if it does not go well, then there will be a World War III.
Right. So that is what Vladimir, not Putin, not Putin, the president of Ukraine. That's it. Zelensky. That's what he said. He said, "Hey, I'm now willing to negotiate." I'm like, "Well, this dude done blew up like all your buildings and all this stuff. So what are we talking about at this point, sir? Stop. What is it that you want? He wants to be the ruler, right? He wants that. I want this. What would negotiations even sound like at this point?
Who knows? I mean, it's all revolving around NATO. So,
and NATO does not secure Ukraine,
right?
So,
but he's afraid that's the whole. I mean, I think people have lost sight. That's the whole thing. This entire thing is about NATO. And unpopular opinion, in a different world, I understand where Putin is coming from because he doesn't want the Allied forces to be at his border. Like, just like if you were the leader of Russia, you would feel the exact same way. You really would. If you think it through, just objectively, if you just write this down on paper and you don't say Russia, this, quote unquote superpower in Ukraine, if you just write it down on paper and you've got the possibility of something that is America influenced literally at your border, you wouldn't want this either. Now, I still think he's on the wrong side of it, But if you just objectively look at it, I mean, you got to think that through. Think about it. Because all of this is, a lot of this is about, they don't want NATO to have another ally that is literally right there at Russia. And like people, there's 44 million people in Ukraine. Well, there were 44 million people.
I'll say because 10 million people
Yeah.
just fled.
Yeah.
But is this so? War. We're not those. I can't say that I would go. I want to just inflict this type of disastrous
devastation.
Yeah, like
that's why I said he's on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
But objectively, if you grow up in Russia and you are, I mean, he's a dictator. He's not longer a president.
Mhm.
But if you want to keep absolute power absolute, I understand. I'm not saying I agree. I understand where
his logic.
Right. I understand the position. I think he's wrong because I'm over here in Alabama, in America, right? So
A whole world away.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe somebody has some opinion on that, and if you do, hey, chime in. I'll open the phone lines for the last couple of minutes of the show. 994-8949. If you even understand what's going on, and I think that's a big part of it, that people aren't really understanding what is happening, and then how the United States could end up being involved in it.
Right.
Zelensky asked that President Biden, or said that President Biden basically runs everything. Help us. Oh, like make it a no-fly zone. He asked for that.
Yep.
And then some other things that he asked for. And I don't know if we understand that would then put us directly in the would put us in the mix.
And I want us to mind our business. We got enough problems.
It's too late.
No,
so
it's
again,
never too late to turn around and mind your business.
From Putin's position, think about right now, if the Ukraine were a member of NATO, if he invaded, America would be obligated, because they are a member of NATO, to send actual armed troops, actual weapons, and all of that. Can't do any of that right now because they're not a member of NATO. All they can do is send humanitarian aid and also send more troops and armaments to NATO countries that sort of are on the periphery and the border. So,
Okay. We're going to keep watching, and,
I hope it works out.
Yeah, really praying for them, praying for us, our people
Chuck,
too.
what? Like, just
Hope it
Chuck
works
said,
out.
Hope it works out for everybody. But moving on.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, I
Like,
mean,
what
yeah,
else
we
can
we
we
are
do?
at this point bystanders trying to see what's
We're
going
just
to
watching.
happen.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't got your ticket, get your ticket for the first ever Bruh Brunch going down Saturday at Lit on 8th. Specifically for the guys. We're catering to you gentlemen. So get your tickets at eventbrite.com/the Bruh Brunch. The second chance job fair goes down Tuesday, 10 to 2 at the Boutwell. Go ahead and get your resume. Like, get somebody to help you put a resume together, get your clothes
You can
ready
Google
now.
that.
Yeah, for real. Templates are everywhere, and just fill it in and be ready. Go in there confident, knowing that you're going to leave with exactly what you need to make your life better. Shouts out to the DA, District Attorney Danny Carr, and also to you, Judge Chuck Price, for being a part of this great situation.
Come to court. We're putting warrants on people in April.
Oh, did say that. April is almost here.
The date is
It's almost here.
the 20th.
April, what's the first
20th.
Monday?
Oh, today is March 20th, the first Monday in
Fourth?
April.
I know today's March 20th, and the reason why I know that is I should be ashamed of why I know.
Why?
Because I remember that on Zeus TV that Bad Boys Club was coming out today.
Who?
March 20th. Bad Boys Club.
What is
Bad
that?
Boys Club.
Yeah.
Like Bad Girls. And how ironic. And it's about to be the Bruh Brunch.
And
What is that?
what's the Bad Boys Club?
Yeah.
It's on Zeus TV. Like,
I
it's
don't
a
even know what that is.
reality
I don't know
show.
what that is either, but
Right.
tell us. Share.
So, I watch reality TV because it's so entertaining and my life is just so adulting. So I watch it. But Bad Boys Club is just like a bunch of different, most of them are homosexual guys that have been in the industry. Wear Your Mask. He's on there.
Who?
The guy
Andrew Caldwell.
yeah, Andrew Caldwell.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Stevie J in that joint?
No, but a lot of other people that were on some Love and Hip Hop's guys are on there. The rappers.
Schmoyer gonna be on there?
Oh my goodness.
Smoothie is locked up for a little while.
Right.
Well, no, he's on house arrest
on
or
house
something right now.
They can zoom in.
I'm just trying to.
But yeah, like they get on there and they be fighting and stuff like they were on Bad Boys.
Why
on
is
Bad
Andrew
Girls
Caldwell on there? And then
because he
how-
ain't delivered like he said he was.
And how did you come up? How did they come up with guys with sexual orientations being different? Like
they are very, very flamboyant and loud and fighting over whose room, who gonna get the best room, and calling each other B words, and it's so much. It's so.
So you've
messy.
already started watching the show,
I haven't. I saw the previews on Instagram.
but it
You gonna
starts
watch
today.
You gonna watch tonight?
As soon as I go home.
That's the first thing you're gonna do.
Once I make sure that my babies are put in bed.
Sure, be a
fine.
parent first.
Yeah, be a parent first, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna lay in the bed and eat me some spaghetti and watch Bad Boys Club.
Wow,
With
bad,
meatballs or
bad boys.
You know, I put
Club.
sausage in it.
see, I'm not a carnivore, so
Yeah.
I don't know what
Oh,
you're
I knew
weird.
you was gonna talk about
It's
me.
really weird.
Don't do that.
I'm just asking questions. I'm inquisitive.
Fast forward. Well,
Okay.
it was just the fast five. Fast forward before we get out of here. That is interesting all in itself. The Bad Boys Club. I'm just pushing tickets right now. Like, be sure to be at the
Yeah.
Bruh Brunch. And
Don't come to the Bruh Brunch being a bad boy. Don't do that.
don't please
Is
don't
Will
do
Smith-
that.
No, never mind.
Who?
Nothing.
He said Will Smith.
Hey, I didn't finish my sentence.
I
I
heard
heard
it
you.
coming too. Is he on the Bad Bros Club? What is it? Bad Boys
Bad
Club.
Boys Club. No, he isn't.
Oh my goodness. This week for you, be vital. Do that always. Pay attention and tune in every day, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. right here on B94.9 WATV for Lady Woo's Midday Fun Shui. I'll be here at 10 a.m. For Mood, Music, and Motivation Monday. You get a little dose of motivation, a whole bunch of music to set your mood for the rest of the week. That's what we're doing. So be sure to be here in the morning, 10 a.m. You have a great night and a wonderful week. We'll see you on Tuesday, Saturday, both of those.
Thank y'all. All right, people. It's always a pleasure.
Always. Thanks for pulling up, Chuck.
Anytime, man. Just let me know.
Good night, Facebook.
Ready. Your mind, heart,
You gonna say good night?